Hey everyone, this is Rob Van Dyson here again. It's the 26th of July, 2020, and I'm back up here at Hobble Creek. Last week I didn't record a video because I was up at a family vacation, and this week I'm pretty much having to force myself to record a video. To be completely honest and completely transparent, I really wasn't feeling it today. I'm tired, and some other stuff I'll probably get into later in the video. But I made a commitment to do these videos, so here I am. Woke up this morning still extremely tired. Really all I wanted to do was go back to bed. Problem was, I knew if I would go back to bed, then I had probably about a 70 to 80% chance of not recording a video, so I got up and did it. This week has personally been hard for me. The last couple of weeks actually have been very hard for me. I'm not going to get into the specifics because I've never been one that really believes in airing all your dirty laundry up on YouTube. But I do think it is important for everyone who is chasing dreams to realize that dirty laundry is going to happen. Just like in real life, you're never going to be done with dirty laundry. I mean, unless you're a nudist. There's always going to be something in your way. There's always going to be some day you just really don't feel about it. Some days where it's just so tempting just to roll over, go back to bed, and let your dream remain just that, dreams. In regards to my business, Ironfound, I had an opportunity that I'm still trying to take. But other restraints are making that difficult. And I'm having to figure out how to maneuver around those restraints. Every opportunity you have is going to have an opportunity cost. I believe I've talked about this in the past, but to chase your dreams, it's going to be hard. Now, some decisions are easier to make than others. Where it gets really hard, at least in my mind, is when you have two conflicting priorities, things that are really important to you, and you have to try and figure out how to balance those. And sometimes it really seems like there is a no-win situation. Once again, without going into specifics, I'm kind of at one of those. Where it seems like one priority is constantly being put in the way of another priority. And I've been very frustrated. Let's just say it's not been a good week. But I'm here, I'm persevering, and I'm still trying to find the balance. And whether I'll find a good balance or not still remains in the air. But, there are people who get up on their TVs, on their YouTube channels, on their stages, and they always talk about you can do it, which I believe. If you truly have a goal, you can do it. But I believe one of the problems with a lot of these motivational speakers is they always downplay the opposition that you're going to have. They'll acknowledge it. Yes, you will have hard days. Yes, you will have struggles. But you can persevere through. You just keep on pushing forward, keep on pushing forward. And for the majority of life, that's true. You know? You know, there are times where I don't feel like going to the forge. You know, I'm tired, I'm hurt. You know, I have some minor back problems. When I was with VMA 311, I was walking down a Harrier wing. Harrier wings actually slope down. I was told that it's to help actually scoop up and hold the air when they're in the hover. And, you know, just to provide that little bit of extra lift when they're doing something that most planes, you know, can't do. But as I was walking down this Harrier wing, I hit a slick spot and I slipped. And I actually came down in a V. And it torqued my back. Now, I was young and dumb and I didn't report it. You know, I wasn't hurt to the point where I couldn't carry on, so I picked myself up off the wing. Fortunately, I hadn't fallen off. You know, I've fallen off wings before. Usually not bad, but, you know, you're dealing with like hydraulic fluid and stuff like that can make the surface of those wings slippery. And, you know, I had never really hurt myself. One time I had gotten a gash along my side as when I was trying to come off of a wing, I lost my, I believe it was actually on my hand where I was gripping slipped, and I came down on the weapon release rack. I forgot the exact technical name. Those of you in ordnance probably tell me, or those of you who are closer to you know, your actual time maintaining aircraft. I got in 2007, so it's been a while for me. But I came down on it pretty hard and tore a gash in my side, but it was a flesh wound, nothing big. But this one here, you know, I picked myself up, ooh, that hurt, and carried on with the mission. And, you know, especially as I've been getting older, I've been dealing with injuries, that, and probably other things that I don't remember quite as well. You know, and so sometimes my back just hurts. And it's always a balance, you know. How far do you push your body? Do you push your body where you're flat on your back and can't go to work? I've done that in the past. On the other hand, do you use it as an excuse and just don't do anything? And give yourself a little bit too much liberty with that. I've done that in the past too. And as with life, usually it's just some sort of balance that you're always trying to make sure that you strike. But, you know, most times I'm able to push through, you know, say, okay, I'm not going to do heavy forging, I'm just going to do light stuff today. And you carry on. Other times I'm like, yeah, I'm done. You know, I'll stay at the village, help out, you know, where I can. But I'm like, yeah, I'm done for the day. Fortunately, my mentor Matt, you know, also has had back problems, and so he totally understands. And in fact, there's been times where I've been trying to push through a little too hard, and he's like, no, stop. I can tell you're in pain. Yeah, you haven't said anything, but you're moving exactly the way I do when I'm in pain. So just stop, take it easy. And as a side note, sometimes you need people like that in your life. People who can push you when you need to be pushed, but to rein you in when you're trying to go just a little too hard. It's just finding those people are difficult because either they're all push, 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 or they're all rein, rein, rein. But, you know, the conflicts I'm facing right now are two major priorities in my life, two major things that I want to do, and they're conflicting. And it's hard to try and find a balance, especially when one of the main components is time. We each only have 24 hours in a day. Some of that has to be devoted to things like sleep, to eating, to making a living. And I'm not at the point where I can just say, you know what, I'm going to go blacksmith full time. I need a job. I need a stable source of income. So that means that my blacksmithing has to take second seat to that. And then you throw in things like family and other issues. Or issues is probably the wrong word just because of the connotation of it. But other factors that require your time. And it can be very difficult to find a balance with that. So, nothing terribly inspirational today. This is probably going to be a short video. But just, it is going to be hard. When you're trying to push through and actually follow your dreams and not just go work your job, whatever it is, come home, grab a beverage of your choice, and veg or actually try and do anything productive to actually chase dreams. It's going to be hard. You're going to run into limitations. And sometimes those limitations, sometimes they're a hurdle. You just hop over them. Or you go under them. You go around them. And other times, it is a wall. A good, thick, cinder block, reinforced wall. And, you're faced, okay, do I try and scale this wall? Well, it's 10 foot high. I could do it, but it's going to take some doing. Do you break through the wall and put a door in or a window? Do you try and find the edge of the wall and go around? Do you look for a pre-existing door? And there's going to be times where all options, including digging under it, are the right option. But it's really frustrating when you're just getting going, you're just getting your stride, and you ran smack into this wall. And sometimes you can see the wall coming, you can plan for it. Other times, you're like, yeah, I'm getting up steam. You turn a corner, wham! And you go head first straight into this wall. And that's what this one felt like to me. And, right now, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to navigate around this wall. And I'm not ready to give up either my dream or what's putting up this obstacle in front of me. So, my only option is to figure out how to get to the other side. Over, under, through, around. Still trying to figure that out. But just be aware you're going to run into these. Sometimes it's going to be a nice soft, oh, there's a wall there, let me slow down, let me evaluate. And other times you're going to run smack into it and then have to pick yourself up off the ground, which is what I'm doing right now, and try and figure out the best way to get to the other side. Because the goal isn't the wall, it isn't surmounting the wall, it's getting to the other side. And once you're on the other side, you can continue. And it might not be the same path that you originally planned, but you're on the other side of the wall, you can move forward. You're going to run into those. It's going to hurt. Especially when you run into it face first. Pick yourself up, evaluate, practice your OODA loop. Once again, if you're new and you didn't hear my video on that, OODA loop is an acronym done by, I believe it was Colonel Boyd, United States Air Force, and it basically stood for observe, orientate, decide, act, and then immediately repeat. And, observe. I've ran smack into a wall. There is an issue that I need to take care of. Orientate. Okay, where am I in regards to this wall? What are, the factors? Decide. That's what I'm still trying to do, is figure out, okay, what method am I going to use to get to this wall? This particular wall, I don't want to damage. I don't want to just pick up a sledgehammer and break a window through. I don't want to put a hole in this wall. So I need to figure out how to go around it some way. And then act. Once you've made a decision, you need to act on it. And then you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. And this method was first designed as a method for fighter pilots to be able to outmaneuver and outthink their enemy. It wasn't about reaction. It wasn't about reaction skill. It was about, okay, here's the enemy. Okay, there's an enemy out there. Where am I in regards to him and everything else? What is the best course of action? Take that action. You immediately go back into it, and the theory was that even if you make a bad decision, because you're already repeating that, you're able to correct bad actions before they become fatal, and keep on maneuvering, and basically get inside your enemy's decision loop, and you're making reactions and decisions before he has a chance to, and you're able to get into a favorable position and win the fight. The Marine Corps has taken that and incorporated it into its doctrine. And, I'm trying to apply that to my own life. So once again, that's the OODA loop. And you can look it up if you want a little bit more information. It's actually a very valuable, both militarily and in civilian, just dealing with life. And so, something I'm working on, something I'm trying to figure out. Something I need to figure out. Because otherwise, I'm just going to stand there with a bloody nose looking at this wall going, and not get anywhere. And sometimes that's the right choice. In this case, I don't think that's the right choice. I need to get to the other side of this wall. So, my main message today is you're going to run into walls. Sometimes you're going to run into them hard. Get up, dust yourself off, figure out the best way to get to the other side of the wall, and move. And not to sugarcoat it, it sucks. It really, really, really sucks, especially when that wall is one you don't want to destroy. If it was something stupid like, oh yeah, there's this new series on Netflix that I want to watch. That's just a quick decision. You know what? It's on Netflix. It's a streaming service. I can watch it anytime. I'll watch it later. Which in reality probably means I'm not going to watch it at all. But other times, you're like, the thing that put up this wall is important to me. And I don't want to destroy the wall. And that's where it gets a little bit more difficult. That's where you have to think harder. But get to the other side of the wall. Alright, this has been Rob Findyson up here at Hobble Creek. Findyson out.